think tanks. We have to
True.
form think tanks,
True.
and we have to come up with some valuable solutions.
Right. Tangibles. Right.
Right?
Right.
We have to come up with some solutions for our overwhelming problems. Right?
Right.
But we can't do it on social media.
Right. Right. True.
The reason why, because we'll be infiltrated,
Right.
and
Right.
before it started, be over. Right?
Right. Right. That's facts.
Right? But on social media, we can find out their origin,
Yes.
and trying to figure out how to survive them. That has to be in
Right.
secret and
Facts.
think. Right? I think that's one of the problems. One of our weaknesses as so-called black people. We talk too fucking much.
Facts.
Social media, we tell the world everything about us. We are open book. You
Right.
leave nothing up to the imagination,
Imagination.
right?
Facts. Even
All
when the
the
cops come, and we start
everything
talking.
serious about you is now gone,
Right.
dissipated,
The
right?
cops say you had the right to remain silent, and we still talking. The cops come upon us, we still, hey man, the cop just told you you have the right to remain silent. He said, I didn't do it. It was my boy who did it. He did it. And then he was lifted his mama's house. Like, man, they told you to be quiet. You had a right to remain silent. So be silent. We talk too much. So it gets us in trouble. So we have
Yeah.
to work on that.
There's power in secrecy.
That's true.
Here's a prime example of what I mean. Who's the 1%? Who's the 1% that's controlling everything?
You
You'll
don't
get
know.
1,000 different answers,
Right. Exactly.
right?
You don't know. They're quiet about it.
It's the Jesuits, right?
Right.
It's the Illuminati, right?
Right.
Right? You get 1,000 different answers. As long as they got us guessing, they
Right.
remain in power. They know you
That's
can't
true.
fight.
That's true.
They in
That's true,
secrecy.
bro.
So in that context, they maintain their power, right?
Right.
Right. So the same thing. We can learn from that. If
That's
we
true.
stop opening our fucking mouths, right,
Right.
and maintain a sense of mystery about us, they don't know how to figure us out. And that in itself is power. But once they learn how to figure us out,
Right.
they can poke us with a fork because we're done. We're food. We become their sustenance.
That's true.
And
It's
they,
like
we get,
Jane Goodall. Like you just showed Jane Goodall. She was able to get close to them chimpanzees and speak Pantoot because she figured them out. And a lot of times with us African Americans, we let these white folks figure us out, come speak some Pantoot like language to try and appease us and get us really to rock us to sleep and get us from doing what we need to be doing. So you're right on point, Uncle Juju.
like for example, do you know how many secret laboratories these people have?
Oh, a
Not
lot. Many. Right.
CDC, right?
Right. Right.
But they have laboratories and hidden in plain sight, hidden underground, right?
Right.
And they're figuring out different ways to attack another group of people using biological warfare. They find out different ways on how to make their genes more superior, more able
Right.
to adapt to the changing tides of our environment,
Right.
whatever, right?
Right.
And we're busy rapping, playing basketball, football, twerking, joining gangs,
Unfocused. Yeah, we're
shooting
unfocused.
each other, right?
Yeah,
You
we're
know,
unfocused and they're
that's pretty
focused.
much what they show in the
Right.
news. They don't
Right.
show the good amongst us, right? The
Well,
college
that ain't, and then we
doctors.
also, yeah,
But
collectively we get
I say
blamed for
this
a lot.
is that
Right.
also there should be a think tank with nothing but our greatest scientists
Right. Right.
have their own hidden in plain sight laboratories, right?
Right.
And doing the same thing like every other civilized people is doing,
Right.
right?
Right.
At one time we did that.
That's true.
One time we were the scientists of the planet Earth,
Right.
right? And we taught everybody else.
Right.
I think we forgot that.
Well, I think a lot of times too, Uncle Juju, what happens is the best of us end up a lot of times going to these big universities, Ivy League, and they forget who they are, where they came from, and they get stolen and taken away. Either big money, whatever it is that's appealing to them when they go to these big universities and Ivy League schools and acquire more degrees and diplomas. They say, hey, I got this knowledge now. I was smart before, but now I got the degree to back it. Why should I go back to our own community with our own people and work with my own type of scientists, black scientists? They just don't see that. They think it's
I think a lot of
profitable now. Right.
I think oftentimes, right? A
Right.
lot of people don't realize that this government sent out scouts
True.
to find the smartest,
True.
right? So if they found one of our young children who's absolutely a genius, who could finish college by the time they're 15, 16 or younger, right?
Right. Right.
They will approach the parents and say, listen, we'll pay for everything.
Right. Right.
We send this child to the best of schools,
Right.
right? But it's going to
Right.
be in the contract that once he graduate or she graduate, they must work for us.
Right. And no compete clause, so we
And
call it.
all their intellectual genius
Right.
will
They own
belong
it.
to the corporation.
Exactly. Yeah.
But they get
And
a
our
job, they
yeah.
get VIP status and everything else,
Right.
but the intellectual genius is already sold because you signed that contract for
Right.
them to pay that college.
That happens a lot in most businesses too.
That happens.
Like
That happens a lot.
yeah,
Even
in
in
executives.
businesses, like you said,
Exactly. Yep. No
right?
compete clauses. They can't. A CEO can't just go from
Nope.
McDonald's and say, "I'm gonna go to Burger King." They can't do that because he has too
Right.
much intellectual know-how that can
Right.
cripple McDonald's and then
So
help Burger King, a rival.
I think that we should stop falling victim to that too.
Right. Well, it's
Right?
hard, right? Because you say, like you
Now, if
mentioned, the
you do
parents and right.
hold on, before I forget, if you
Okay.
do research, I did it last year, 2018 top American scientists.
Right.
I ain't see one white person.
Really? I believe it.
Most
Well,
of them were Asian. I was like,
exactly.
holy shit,
Right.
where's the
Right.
so-called white man as America's top scientist? Right?
Right.
There's a big
Right.
picture of them. They was all lined up together, right?
Right.
If there was a Caucasian, maybe it was one, maybe one.
Right.
But the
Right.
majority of America's top scientists
For Asians.
are Asian people,
Oh yeah. I
right?
didn't know that.
You have
I didn't know
you had
that
a
at all.
the majority of them was Asian, right?
Got it.
Right.
Got it.
So that tells you something too.
Right.
That's how it tells me something
Right.
because you would think that the top American scientists will all be predominantly white, right?
You would think.
You
But
would
then
think,
again, just
right?
because they're the top, right? Just because they're the top and the smartest, who's controlling them though? Who do
It's
they,
who's controlling them.
respond to?
Controlling them is the one with the falus, the one with the shekels, the one with the
Right.
paper,
Right.
right?
The white
The
man.
one with the corporation. They don't got to be a scientist. They got the money already,
Right.
right? They buying
Right.
the science.
Right.
They're bought at a
Right.
price,
Oh
right?
yes.
And
Oh yes.
if I tell you this shit is top secret, then you keep your mouth shut. You can't tell nobody what you're
Right.
doing for us, right?
That's true.
So
That's true.
we have to. I'm gonna go old school.
Right.
I'm gonna go old school right now. We have to do what grandma say.
Who's that?
See the devil afar off
Right.
and then sidestep him. Okay.
There you go. There you
So
go.
no. So basically, she's saying like, if you see the devil coming, then you be stupid to stand there, let him run over you, right?
Right. Right.
Side, right?
Right.
Get familiar with all the tricks of the devil, right?
Right.
So tell me, we got to get old school. So if we understand a lot of the tricks of this system of things, if you want to call it corporations, 1%, whatever it is, but at this time, we pretty much have a good idea a lot of the
Right.
pitfalls that's out there for us, right? Now,
Right.
if you
Exactly.
truly understand these pitfalls, then that's half the battle. The only thing left to do is to act accordingly, but we have to act
Right.
accordingly in secrecy.
Right.
Because there's something called COINTELPRO. There's
True.
something that they will get somebody to look just like you to infiltrate you
Right. They have. It's
and bring
proven.
you down. We seeing that
Yep.
shit over and over and over and over and over again.
They do it everywhere. That's how usually Damien mentioned that
So
earlier. He
so
left that out.
the
That's how whites
days
got their power.
so the days of standing on soapboxes
Right.
talking about the white man is the devil is over.
Right. 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 Yeah. Easy.
Because they will infiltrate you in a minute. That's
Right.
why, you
Right.
can't tell me the Hebrew Israelites haven't been infiltrated.
They have. I'm sure
Right?
they have. Yeah, I'm sure they
There
have.
is somebody in every Hebrew Israelite camp, there is somebody reporting back to the government.
That's probably all organizations. I bet. I wouldn't be surprised if the Catholic, any organization, religious, fraternal, any type of organization has people in the government whom they report to. The government has people in it because they have to. That's how they control us and the masses. Damien mentioned that earlier. I want to tell Izzy that whites are superior genetically, and that's why they're so smart and control banking. It didn't make any sense. I didn't follow that at all.
I
Yeah.
I debunked that.
Right.
But when I debunked it, he acted like he couldn't respond because you know I went so far away. He didn't have no answer for my rebuttal, right?
Right.
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 And
And
my
so,
rebuttal totally
yeah,
dismantled that ideal.
exactly. The only thing his group of people of Europeans have done is divide and conquer. They've done that very well. They divide, conquer, take over others' land, invasive species. They do that very well. They isolate us, and then once you're isolated, yeah, you're gonna have to, do what they say. But as long as you're united and have like a plan, like Uncle Juju has mentioned, to yourself, and we don't talk as much, they can't figure you out, and they'll move on to someone else. They won't bug with you. They'll go and bother someone else.
See, I think that this government or this, I'm just gonna say system of things. I think it goes
Right.
beyond government. It goes into
Right.
corporate, whatever
Right.
else, super rich families, whatever else. So I say the system of things, right?
Right.
It's like a big head scientist at being insidious,
Right.
right? And their insidiousness is their secrecy. So insidious is basically this, right? Once you find out or aware that something is wrong, you already been got.
Right.
Too late,
Right. Right.
right? It's too late. Once you finally aware, oh my, it's done. You're already caught in the trap, right?
Right.
So we have to become that. I give
Right.
you a problem why I say that, right? Right? They have these underground science labs, military science labs. They weaponize every goddamn thing, right? Now,
Right.
the insidious nature of it is that once we find out about it, we already fell victim to it,
Exactly. Exactly.
right? Because they didn't broadcast it, they didn't
Right.
forewarn anybody that they was
Right.
working on a biological weapon or they was working on this type of weapon in regards to guns or rifles, whatever, shotguns, whatever it is, right? They didn't
Right.
advertise. They kept it on the low,
Right.
right? And once they got enough and they got the numbers of men to enforce it, then they attack,
Right.
right? So you can learn from anybody.
Right.
Go. You can learn from anybody, right?
Right.
We don't have to do it in the same spirit, right? Because I don't think that's who we are by nature, no. But I think we can take the rudiment or the essence of that and apply it to our self preservation. Meaning
Right.
that, instead of letting the world know every little bit about what you're planning to do, how about you shut your damn mouth, form think tanks, get a
Right.
thorough plan, get shit economic base, have land mass, you know, and before they even know it, you already own X, Y, and Z.
Right. And China has a good plan. Their plan really is a little bit better than the United States, which is based on exploitation. China is based off producers, not consumers. I think if our people want to have a strong economic base, it also starts with having our own economic and financial system. And it needs to be more
Mhm.
based on production and productivity and less consumption and sitting and eating bad foods, things of this nature, buying things we don't need. So we need to have more of a productive and output driven
And if you
that
think
think.
about it, that was genius what China did, right?
Facts, yes. Yes,
Because they
indeed.
knew that if they offer a cheaper price to produce something for the Americans, they're
Right.
going to get all the blueprints.
Yep. That's what they have. To all our
So they got
technology,
the
cell
blueprint, so
phones.
they build
Yep.
it for you, simultaneously building it for themselves,
Yeah, and they
and
have
probably
knockoffs too.
and
They
probably
also
make a product
oh, they do.
for
They do.
themselves,
They do. Yeah,
right?
they sure can.
Right.
Yeah.
So that was brilliant. So they probably wrote a blueprint and looked ahead 60, 80 years in the future.